process of catching sardines by trawling is an important activity in the fishing industry, requiring the coordination between humans and machines at sea. First, fishermen must determine the location where many schools of sardines gather, often relying on many years of experience combined with modern equipment such as fish finders or marine radar. After detecting the school of fish, the fishing boat will move to that area and proceed to drop the trawl. The trawl is a large funnel-shaped net, pulled behind the boat with a wide mouth to collect fish as the boat moves. During this process, the boat needs to maintain a stable speed and direction to ensure that the fish do not panic and escape. When the net is full, the fisherman will slowly pull the net up using a hydraulic winch system, while sorting the fish and removing unwanted organisms. The sardines are then quickly preserved in a cold storage to maintain their freshness before being brought ashore. This process not only requires precise control techniques but also requires a deep understanding of the migration habits of sardines, ensuring high fishing efficiency while minimizing negative impacts on the marine environment. After the sardines are loaded onto the ship, the initial processing stage is also carried out right at sea to ensure product quality. Depending on the purpose of use, the fish can be washed with filtered seawater or fresh water, then classified by size. Some modern ships are also equipped with a quick freezing system, helping the fish stay fresh longer and minimizing the risk of damage during transportation to the mainland. Meanwhile, smaller ships often have to return to shore immediately after filling their holds to promptly transfer the fish to processing plants. Here, the sardines will continue to be processed into many different types of products such as canned fish, dried fish, salted fish or raw materials for animal feed production. Throughout the entire trawl fishing process, fishermen must also strictly comply with regulations on the protection of aquatic resources, such as fishing seasons, minimum mesh sizes or catch quotas to avoid the destruction of young fish and ensure the sustainable development of marine ecosystems. In addition, the use of modern onboard monitoring technology such as GPS positioning systems, cameras and production management software also helps to effectively monitor fishing activities and increase transparency in the seafood supply chain. Thereby, the process of catching sardines by trawl not only contributes to the development of the fishing economy but also aims to protect valuable marine resources in the long term in addition to technical and environmental factors. The process of catching sardines with trawl nets is also closely linked to the life and culture of coastal fishing communities. Many traditional fishing villages have been involved in this profession for generations, considering it not only a way to make a living but also an indispensable part of local identity. Every fishing season, the atmosphere on the wharf and on the boats becomes bustling and vibrant, with people calling each other to go out to sea. The rumbling sound of the ship's engine blending with the sound of the waves creating a vivid picture typical of the coastal region. After each trip to the sea, the full catch of sardines not only brings income but also brings joy and expectations to the whole family. However, trawl fishing also has many potential difficulties and dangers. Especially when the weather is bad. The sea's rough or aquatic resources are declining due to climate change and environmental pollution. Therefore, in recent years, many localities have encouraged fishermen to apply responsible fishing methods. Strengthen linkages within production teams, as well as participate in technical assistance programs and career transitions when necessary. These efforts not only help protect sustainable livelihoods for people but also contribute to building a modern, efficient and environmentally friendly fishing industry in the future. In addition to positive changes in production methods and environmental protection awareness, sardine trawl fishing is also gradually integrating into the global value chain by meeting international standards on traceability and food safety. Many seafood businesses have cooperated with fishermen to establish fishing vessel management systems, electronic production records and legal fishing certification, helping Vietnamese sardine products to access demanding markets such as Europe, Japan and the US. Post-harvest value addition is also emphasized. Through investment in deep processing technology, product diversification and improved packaging and labeling, from a small fish, sardines have become a valuable raw material in many industries, from canned foods to pharmaceuticals thanks to their high nutritional content, especially omega-3 and calcium. In the context of the world's ever-increasing demand for marine fish, the effective organization and management of the sardine fishing process will play a key role in the strategy for sustainable marine economic development. It is not only a matter of output or profit, but also a long-term responsibility for natural resources and future generations, requiring the cooperation of people, businesses and the state in every step of the journey to the open sea, not only in terms of economy. The process of catching sardines by trawl nets also plays an important role in promoting social development in coastal areas. Thanks to this activity, thousands of local workers have stable jobs. From those who go to sea directly, work on ships to logistics workers such as sorting, preliminary processing, transportation, processing and trading. In addition, many other ancillary services have also developed such as fuel supply, boat repair, fishing gear production, contributing to creating a diverse and vibrant marine economic ecosystem. In many localities, sardine fishing activities are also integrated with community tourism, allowing visitors to experience the life of fishermen, visit the fishing process and enjoy specialties made from sardines right at the fishing port. This not only helps promote the image of the homeland but also opens up a new direction of development, linking cultural preservation and economic development. However, to fully exploit that potential, there needs to be a synchronous planning and investment strategy, including upgrading fishing port infrastructure, moorings, cold storage systems and logistics. At the same time, propaganda, skills training and awareness raising for fishermen on sustainable development. Marine resource protection and law compliance also need to be strengthened. Only by harmoniously combining economic benefits, environmental responsibility and community development can the sardine trawling industry survive in the long term, continuing to be a source of pride and a valuable source of livelihood for coastal fishing villages. In the future, the sardine trawling industry faces both great opportunities and challenges, especially in the context of climate change and increasing global competition. Changes in sea temperature, ocean currents and habitats can shift sardine fishing grounds, forcing fishermen to change fishing routes and invest in more modern equipment to adapt. In addition, the increase in fuel, labor and boat maintenance costs also places a significant burden on fishermen, especially small-scale producers. However, this is also an opportunity for the fishing industry in general and the sardine fishing industry in particular to restructure towards a more modern and sustainable direction, promoting digitalization and automation of stages in the production chain, from fishing, monitoring output to processing and consumption, will help improve efficiency, reduce waste and make resource management more transparent. Furthermore, expanding international cooperation in research, technology transfer and building fisheries co-management models is also an important direction to maintain stable output, protect biodiversity and ensure livelihoods for fishing communities, from a traditional profession. Sardine fishing is gradually transforming to adapt to the new era, where survival depends not only on catch volume, but also on the ability to preserve and intelligently exploit the long-term values of the blue ocean in general. The process of catching sardines with trawl nets is not only an economic activity but also a clear demonstration of the close relationship between humans and the ocean. From the stages of searching for schools of fish, operating trawlers, harvesting to preservation and consumption, all reflect the diligence, creativity and spirit of overcoming difficulties of coastal people. In their journey to make a living, they not only face waves and dangers but are also always aware of preserving the common resources of nature, because they understand that the ocean is a long-term source of life and cannot be exhausted. Therefore, the sustainable development of sardine fishing is also a measure of how humans behave towards the marine environment. Harmoniously, wisely and responsibly, with proper investment, effective technical support, and close links between the state, businesses and people, the sardine trawling industry can completely become a model of fisheries exploitation, both bringing high economic value and contributing to the conservation of marine ecosystems. In the constant flow of integration and modernization, preserving and promoting the good traditional values in the sardine fishing industry will be a solid foundation for the long-term and sustainable development of coastal communities in Vietnam. Finally, for the sardine trawling industry to truly develop in a sustainable direction, building a synchronous and long-term support policy system is extremely necessary. The state needs to have preferential policies on credit, tax and insurance to reduce the financial burden on fishermen, while investing in fishing infrastructure such as modern fishing ports. storm shelters, standard processing plants and cold storage systems meeting international standards. In addition, it is necessary to promote vocational training programs and impart skills to the younger generation in coastal areas, in order to preserve and develop highly skilled human resources committed to the marine profession. Strengthening communication campaigns and educating the community on the protection of aquatic resources will also help raise awareness among fishermen, thereby creating a responsible and civilized fishing culture. At the same time, it is necessary to promote scientific research in the marine sector to better forecast the situation of resources, climate change and environmental risks, as a basis for long-term policy making. When economic, social, environmental and technical factors are combined harmoniously and with vision. The sardine trawling industry will not only survive but also thrive, contributing positively to the country's goal of sustainable marine economic development in the 21st century. Not only at the national level, Vietnam's sardine trawling industry also has the potential to reach out to the international market, becoming an important link in the global seafood supply chain. In the context of the world's increasing concern for food safety, traceability and green production, building a brand for Vietnamese sardine products is a strategic direction. This requires fishing enterprises and cooperatives to innovate their thinking, focusing not only on output but also on quality, transparency in the production process and the ability to meet international standards. Registering geographical indications, building collective trademarks and applying certifications such as MSC, Marine Stewardship Council. Or ASC, Aquaculture Stewardship Council, can help Vietnamese sardines affirm their position in the world market, while creating a driving force for comprehensive improvement in the industry value chain. On the other hand, developing forms of production linkage according to the value chain, from fishing, processing to consumption, will help reduce risks, stabilize prices and increase income for people. When the entire political system, businesses, scientists and fishermen work together, sardines will not only be a source of income but also a source of national pride, a symbol of the resilience, flexibility and integration of the Vietnamese seafood industry in the new era. From a cultural and historical perspective, trawl fishing is also an important part of the nation's traditional fishing heritage, imbued with the identity of the sea and the hard-working tradition of the Vietnamese people. In many coastal areas, sardines are not only a product but also present in spiritual life, associated with fishing festivals, seafaring customs, and folk stories passed down through generations. Images such as trawl boats returning to shore at dawn, fishermen shouting to each other to collect their nets in the early morning sunlight, or family meals gathered around a plate of braised sardines with the salty taste of the sea have become vivid slices reflecting the close relationship between people and the ocean. Preserving and promoting the value of traditional fishing is not only about preserving a livelihood, but also about preserving cultural memories and preserving the spirit of the sea in the lives of Vietnamese people. In the future, integrating cultural elements into tourism development, community education and promoting the national image through traditional seafood products such as sardines will be a potential direction. at that time. Each sardine is not only a simple catch, but also represents a whole system of values about nature, labor, identity and the aspiration to reach the sea of the Vietnamese people. To promote these values, the government and the community need to actively promote programs to preserve and develop sustainable fisheries. Organizing community education activities on the cultural values of fisheries, as well as the importance of protecting marine resources, is extremely important. The system of schools and vocational training centers also needs to include traditional fisheries in teaching, creating a young generation with a deep awareness of the nation's fishing heritage, thereby creating motivation for preserving and developing the sardine fishing profession in the future. Along with that, organizing events, sea festivals and cooking competitions. Seafood exhibitions or programs introducing fishing culture can also become a bridge to raise awareness and widely promote the cultural value of this profession to a large number of domestic and international tourists. In addition, building fishing cooperative models, where fishermen can share experiences, improve techniques and minimize risks in production, will also create a solid foundation to protect traditional fishing. These models not only improve production efficiency but also help protect the rights of fishermen, overcoming the current situation of rampant and uncontrolled exploitation. When traditional values are combined with modern exploitation methods, the sardine fishing industry will not only preserve aquatic resources but also help maintain cultural identity, creating a sustainable value chain in coastal communities. Therefore, the development of the sardine trawl fishing industry is not only an economic story, but also a lesson on how people can live in harmony and protect nature, so that marine resources are used intelligently and responsibly. By doing this, the sardine fishing industry will not only maintain its position in the Vietnamese seafood industry but also contribute to the sustainable development of the country, becoming a symbol of harmonious development between humans and